FG and partners intensify boosting food security as ECOWAS and World Food Programme launch second phase of food security and nutrition project in Nigeria.
The main objective of VCDP is to improve the livelihoods of smallholder farmers.
Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission goes tough on traders, franchises engaging in exploitative pricing. Plus, call of strike, Labour Minister pleads with resident doctors. Good evening and thank you for joining us on the Network News on NTA. I'm Najat Tijani, standing in for Lami Ali, who is on national assignment of a personal kind. Reading with me tonight from Lagos is Adiola Komiakere. Benny Adams will be our guide on business news, and Ayodeji Makinde, as usual, will bring us live sports update. Now, this broadcast is always streamed live on our website, nta.ng/live. You can also catch the replay if you miss anything on our YouTube channel, NTA News. Do also follow us across social media for all the latest updates. The Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, in partnership with the United Nations World Food Programme, has launched a second phase of food security and nutrition project for Katsina, Sokoto and Zamfara states. Musa Baba reports that the project will provide food and nutrition assistance, livelihood support to more than 14,000 individuals over a period of 6 months.
Insecurity resulting from the activities of bandits and terrorists has led to hunger and malnutrition in some farming communities in the northern parts of the country. It was estimated that more than 6.3 million people were in need of food stabilization in Katsina, Sokoto and Zamfara due to insecurity in parts of the states. Consequently, the intervention of the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, World Food Programme and the federal government is expected to alleviate the food insecurity challenges in the states. The second phase of the intervention project was launched in Katsina State.
ECOWAS Commission that came up with the idea of setting aside $1 million to be given to Nigeria every year, so that they will come up with a program.
On top of that, we are providing this nutritious food, the corn soya blend, which is a mix of soya and corn, and enriched with vitamins and minerals, and that is provided to the pregnant and lactating women and their children under 2.
The project will provide food and nutrition assistance and livelihood support to 14,500 individuals over a period of 6 months in Sokoto and Katsina states.
I therefore expect a significant improvement in the operation and delivery of humanitarian assistance in Katsina State at the end of the project.
On behalf of the Nigerian government, I wish to express profound gratitude of our international partners, the ECOWAS and World Food Programme, for their continuous support and funding, which has immensely touched the lives of vulnerable persons affected by conflict.
Muhammad Nahuchi and Amina were some of the beneficiaries who appreciated the gesture, saying it will go a long way in addressing their food and nutrition challenges. Musa Baba Aliyu, NTA News.
Still on food security, the federal government, in partnership with the International Fund for Agricultural Development, is driving the National Food Security Policy with 135,000 farmers in 66 local government areas across 9 states under the Value Chain Development Program. National Program Coordinator Dr. Fatima Kabir Aliu made this known during the 11th Supervision Mission to Nasarawa State. Achigli Magaji reports.
The program focuses on the development of agricultural markets and increasing market access for smallholder farmers and small to medium-scale agro-processing.
The main objective of VCDP is to improve the livelihoods, food security of smallholder farmers, in our benefiting states.
The team paid an assessment visit to small and medium processing outfits involving about 25 farmer groups in Nasarawa State who are engaged in the processing of rice, maize, cassava and cooking oil, among others. The Director, Project Coordinating Unit, Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, Dr. Kutsi Peter Kukwi, assured that the federal government will continue to provide the desired platform for the program's mandate to be met.
These are the type of things we want to see, encouraging our rural people to improve on their businesses.
What we have been doing so far is intervening in the areas of rice and cassava value chains.
At a meeting with Governor Abdullahi Sule, the country director IFAD, Mrs. Dede Ekoe, assured the governor of the sustainability of the program to end hunger and poverty among the rural populace. The supervision mission is aimed at conducting a comprehensive assessment of the value chain development program's progress and achievements in Nasarawa State for informed strategic decisions for optimized program implementation. Achigili Magaji, NTA News.
Now to oil and gas and crude oil supply. The federal government has inaugurated a committee to investigate concerns raised by industry stakeholders over the Nigerian Upstream Petroleum Regulatory Commission's recent regulation on domestic crude oil supply obligations, particularly Section 109. Lydia Sampson reports.
The committee, chaired by Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Petroleum Resources, Ambassador Nicholas Ella, was set up in Abuja after a meeting between Minister of State for Petroleum Resources Oil, Henike Lukobiri, and representatives of the Oil Producers Trade Session and Independent Petroleum Producers Group. Briefing journalists after the closed-door meeting, Lukobiri emphasized that there is no disagreement among industry players, stressing that the goal is to ensure a seamless crude oil supply for domestic refining and boosting Nigeria's energy security and economic growth.
What we have resolved, is that there should be a small committee to be headed by the permanent secretary that will look at the matter, between Monday and Tuesday, and then report back to me, and then we can inform Nigerians that look, contrary to whatever opinions people may have, the oil industry is one. We are all committed to ensuring that we support local refining. We are also committed to ensuring that we create the best environment that's globally competitive to allow business operations in the oil and gas sector to continue. And that is the essence of government.
The committee is expected to convene between now and Monday to address concerns and find solutions for steady crude oil supply for local refining, specifically focusing on the implications of Section 109 of the regulation. The implementation of the domestic crude oil supply obligation is provided under Section 109(2) of the Petroleum Industry Act 2021. The committee's findings and recommendations will provide a way forward for the industry, addressing challenges posed by the NUPIC regulation, which focus on Section 109. In Abuja, Lydia Sampson, NTA News.
To education now, the National Commission for Almajiri is seeking the support and collaboration of traditional and academic institutions to achieve its mandate of addressing the issues of the Almajiri and out-of-school children. This was made known during the Commission's visit to Maiduguri, led by its Executive Secretary, Muhammad Sani Idris Umar Jimbarima reports.
The commission was established with the sole mandate to address the issues of Almajiri and out-of-school children. The delegation were at the palace of the Sheikh of Borno, Abubakar ibn Umar Garbai Alamin El-Kanemi, to seek collaboration, where the royal father assured of his commitment to meeting set objectives.
Borno is a bonfire which has been in existence for 1,500 years without any interruption.
They then moved to the University of Maiduguri and Borno State University to drum out support and synergy, where the representatives of the Vice Chancellor, University of Maiduguri, Professor Yakubu Mukhtar, and that of Borno State University, Professor Muhammad Musa, expressed readiness for partnership to support support the Commission's effort.
Whatever it takes to make sure that this collaboration works.
We want to most sincerely appreciate Mr. President for the different sacrifices that were made to bring this bill to fruition.
Executive Secretary of the National Commission for Almajiris, Dr. Muhammad Sani Idris, stated that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is concerned about the plight of Almajiris and out-of-school children, noting that providing every child with the opportunity to excel is critical to the socio-economic growth and development of the nation.
Nigeria will be safer, education will boost, and then we will have a Nigeria that is country of everybody's fantasies.
The President is committed to seeing a change situation on the issue of Almajiri and out-of-school children in Nigeria.
He is optimistic that the success of these collaborations will put the country on the path of greatness. In Maiduguri, Umar Jimbarima, NTA News.
Still on education, federal unity colleges across Nigeria will have new structural looks in the next 6 months. The Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Mamman, gave this hint while receiving the Water, Sanitation and Hygiene Project report, which makes up 40% of the rehabilitation project in 92 unity colleges across the country. Commending the speed of execution, Professor Mamman pledged to always work towards providing a conducive learning environment for students.
To keep students clean, healthy, and provide a very clean environment for them to be in school. And as we have had, even the communities around the schools are benefiting from the facilities. When you have schools with this kind of environment, you will need very little to persuade learners to go to school.
Regional Coordinator, Adolescent Girls Initiative for Learning and Empowerment, Amina Buba Haruna, who presented the report, noted that the first phase of the project, comprising construction of water and sanitary facilities, is fully completed, citing the safety and inclusiveness in all colleges. She further explained that the second phase, which will commence soon, takes up 60% and will focus on laboratories, ICT centers, hostels, and other infrastructure based on the needs of each school. Still speaking of schools, but on the health front, 3 schools of health and technology in Jigawa State have been upgraded to schools of nursing and midwifery in an effort to produce more nurses and midwives to cater to the health needs of the state and the country at large. This was announced by a delegation from the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, led by Registrar Dr. Faruk Abubakar, to the Jigawa Government House, Dutse. Muhammad Musa Askira reports.
The 12-point agenda of Governor Umar Namadi administration, which accords priority attention to the health sector and the well-being of citizens living in the state, the accreditation of 3 more schools of nursing and midwifery located in Hadija, Jahun and Babura local government areas is described as a step in the right direction. With the accreditation of these new schools of nursing and midwifery in Jigawa State, the Registrar of the Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria, Dr. Faruk Abubakar, says Nigeria will have about 42,000 more nursing and midwives to be injected into the nation's health system for effective and efficient service delivery.
30 nurse educators that are fully qualified have also been recruited by the government, and to add value in terms of the human resource in this institution. These are all commendable efforts that has added value for better training of qualified and competent nurses.
Our objective is to make sure that in each local government headquarter we have a secondary facility. We are also, in terms of the tertiary level, in each senatorial district, we are going to have 1 tertiary hospitals, and therefore that will complete the layer of health from primary, secondary to tertiary.
The Nursing and Midwifery Council of Nigeria notes that in Jigawa State, candidates who have completed their secondary school education in the hard-to-reach communities will be admitted and educated in the schools freely and be made to serve their respective communities after graduation. From Dutse, Muhammad Musa Askira, NTA News.
Efforts by the 3 tiers of government in Nigeria to ensure affordable and accessible healthcare delivery to the people has been boosted in Sokoto and Kebbi states. This is as the Sultan of Sokoto, Muhammad Saad Abubakar, distributes drugs and other consumables through his foundation to the 2 states during a brief ceremony in Sokoto.
Drugs donated by the Sultan Foundation for Peace and Development, worth more than 1 billion naira, was received from MAP International, a US-based global health organization with financial support from Reed Foundation. The drugs donated include life-saving medicine and health supplies to underserved communities around the world. The consignments, made up of prescription drugs, generic drugs, multiple micronutrient supplement, and medical supplies, were handed to the representatives of Sokoto and the Kebbi state governments.
This support we got is one out of so many that we have received in the past, that we have within our capacity also, worked out to support our governments at all levels. The effort to promote immunization in northern Nigeria is being promoted by the foundation.
We are grateful to those who have brought them to make this donation, that is the Sultan Foundation.
The remaining consignment of the drugs and consumables are expected to arrive the country in due course and will be distributed to other states of the Federation. In Sokoto, Dalhatu Abdullahi, NTA News.
This is the network news on NTA. There will be more health news right after some messages. Is concerned about kidnapping and other security challenges confronting the country and is working hard to secure the lives of citizens and ensure those abducted regain freedom. Words of assurance from the Minister of State, Labor and Employment, Nkiruka Onyejucha, to the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors, appealing to them to call off their current 7-day warning strike. Joseph Otsen reports that the minister gave the assurance during an engagement with leaders of the union in Abuja.
Monday, 26th of August 2024, resident doctors deserted public hospitals across the country. The action has left many without adequate care in the hospitals as the doctors protest adoption of some of their colleagues by kidnappers.
He's committed.
But the doctors are not alone, as the Minister of State, Labor and Employment, Nkiruka Onyejucha, shares President Bola Tinubu's concern in this engagement with leadership of the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors.
And that he's committed to protection of lives and property that he promised Nigerians. And so, in that vein, I plead with you people that work is ongoing, that please rescind the decision of continuing on this warning strike.
Based on this, we will definitely go back to our house and have a discussion with our members to see if anything will come out of that discussion. But for now, we've had a fruitful deliberation.
Representatives of the doctors describing the engagement as fruitful. The patients lying in the hospital can now look up with hope that full health care will resume soon for them to leave the hospital stronger. In Abuja, Joseph Otsen, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian National Polio Plus Committee of Rotary International has recognized the invaluable contributions of key stakeholders in Nigeria's fight against polio by presenting awards to dedicated field workers who have played a crucial role in the success story in Kebbi State. Hassana Abubakar reports.
Polio Field Workers Award ceremony was held in Kebbi State to recognize and encourage individuals who have demonstrated exceptional dedication to eradicating polio. The selection process was in multiple levels, from ward to local governments and state levels.
Concentrating here to come and thank our brothers and sisters and children who are working in the field. They are doing a lot of sacrifices. They go into areas that have security prone and all that.
Development partners praised the awardees' effort and the organizers, while the awardees appreciated the recognition and pledged to maintain their commitment.
Highly glad to be one of the award recipients here. And actually, I know this consequent often our support in trying to eradicate polio.
Inshallah, even now when we come in, we will continue with what we have done.
20 individuals were honored representing various levels and categories. From Birnin Kebbi, Hassan Abubakar Koko, NTA News.
Away from, and in other news rather, the Full Gospel Businessmen Fellowship International Nigeria says the association is committed to nation building and national coexistence of Nigerians. The president of the fellowship, Ifeanyi Odedo, made this known while briefing the media ahead of its Abuja National Convention coming up from the 5th to 7th September 2024. Omenka Amarachukwu reports.
Christian Professionals was established in 1952 in California. It is believed to be the largest global organization of professionals and individuals from various backgrounds with a vision of promoting godly values of integrity, hard work in the marketplace of the society geared towards nation development. Activities for the 2024 convention of the Organization for a National Prayer is underway. Empowerment of members to become self-reliant and partners in nation building is one that will take center stage.
The Nigerian Fellowship celebrates her 40th anniversary this year, and this forms an integral part of this year's national convention. We gather to ignite a significant spiritual revival in line with the vision given to our apostolic founder, the late Demos Shakarian. We must raise a generation of patriotic citizens who will stand as agents of transformation in our country and champion total war against the monster of corruption.
These activities are tailored towards the theme of the program, which is I Come Quickly with My Reward. In Abuja, Omenka Amarachukwu, NTA News.
The president of the fellowship is Ifeanyi Otedo and not Odedo, as earlier announced. Meanwhile, the Minister of Women Affairs, Uju Kennedy Ohanenye, intends to expand the scope of women empowerment with the inauguration of a new program tagged Women for Nigeria Project, slated for later this year. The target, the minister explains, is to get philanthropists in Nigeria and the diaspora to donate funds and machinery to enable women embark on aggressive farming, processing and exportation and export of produce to earn foreign currency.
And they said, plant sunflower for us, plant hibiscus, and they will buy it off us. That will push in inflow of dollars into Nigeria. With that, we'll be able to push in this as we are planting rice, tomatoes, beans, other things.
Bulk of our support will be on funds. But if we now have any other area we can assist, we will have gotten the list of the equipments and the list of the technical know-hows, then we go into those ones and know the ones we can do.
In a related development, the Minister of Women Affairs, in company of other good-spirited Nigerians, took a tour to the National Hospital, Abuja, to lend a helping hand to some patients.
Where I see a Nigerian die over 1,000 naira, it's heartbroken. This is something, if all the money being brought out by the government is being channeled well, these things wouldn't be happening. So I'm working, it's a brick wall that Mr. President needs to break. And I am joining him together with other people. Now I'm 1 year in office. I got to equally come back here again to thank my God for all his mercies towards my life by equally touching other people's lives.
She used to come all by herself, but today she came with a good entourage of people trying to put them through. We hope that it will filter down to so many citizens of the country.
And in a move to modernize Gombe State, an additional project to actualize the Gombe Capital Special Development Zone has been launched by Governor Muhammadu Inuwa Yahaya. Emmanuel Akila reports that multiple projects worth more than 24 billion naira jointly flagged off include roads, schools and hospitals in a layout to immortalize the late Emir of Gombe, Usman Shehu Abubakar.
The layout in Bar 4 for the project that is a part of the Gombe Capital Special Development Zone is carved out over a decade, even before the creation of Gombe State, but left undeveloped for over 40 years now. having revoked the right of occupancy title in an executive order over the land, with the original owners having the right of first refusal. The state government has a plan for the area to connect the state capital with the suburbs.
These projects, as part of the Gombe Capital Special Development Zone initiative, represent the cornerstone of our urban renewal reforms and a demonstration of our shared commitment to sustainable urban planning and development.
The effort by the government is welcomed by the people as it is intended for the transformation they desire.
If you look at the outskirts of Gombe, it's surrounded by haphazard development, squatter settlement, ghetto settlement, where you cannot enter straight with your car without deviating. So we want to, stop all those problems that are trying to enter even the GRA.
The project in Bafo layout, designed by the Gombe Geographic Information Systems (GOGIS) to provide basic infrastructure and other public utilities, is named Shehu Abubakar District to immortalize the late Emir's legacies. Other projects flagged off are roads construction and girl erosion control. In Gombe, Emmanuel Akila, NTA News.
And from Gombe, we head to our Lagos Network Center, where Adeola is standing by with more news. Adeola? Where Adeola.
Advocacy for the right of women is expected to gain traction with training of female journalists and promoting the crucial role of women in good governance, as well as fostering economic development. Diana Ajala reports that the National Association of Women Journalists in Abuja Southwest Zonal Summit, which brought together female journalists within the zone, serves as an eye-opener to participants to put issues of gender equality forward and other challenges confronting women in the front burner.
From daily struggles in an effort to support the home, unemployment, discrimination at workplace, to low representation at political levels, no doubt, women are daily faced with multiple challenges daily. This summit by the Nigeria Association of Women Journalists, NAWOJ, therefore seeks to change that narrative and stereotype notion that women should be relegated to the kitchen. This unwanted narrative can be changed by equipping women with the requisite knowledge to enable them come out of their shells and key into available opportunities.
Female journalists who report on the intersection of gender and development, governance and economic growth can drive societal change by highlighting the benefits of empowering women.
We can multitask. We believe that if given the opportunity, we can take any leadership position from where it is to where people will be shocked at it. There is that adage that said, you win, we win. When one woman wins, it is all the women win.
The time has come for us as women journalists to start thinking outside the box, beyond our various duties and responsibilities as journalists, as media practitioners. What else are we doing?
There's something bad in having equal representation of women. Even this 35% we are talking about, nothing to write home about. It should be 50-50.
The theme of the summit is empowering women, driving good governance and economic growth. In Lagos, Diana Ajale, NTA News.
And beyond promoting family values and upscaling the skills of women, the Customs Officers' Wives Association, COA, says it is complementing federal government's poverty eradication initiative through training and support on self-reliance programs. In expanding the scope of its activities, an operational post was opened at the PTML command of the Customs Service in Lagos. And Michael Olaleye brings us that report.
While fulfilling the constitutional responsibility of tackling smuggling activities across the nooks and crannies of the country, officers and men of the Nigeria Customs Service might sometimes be missing at the home front. And in filling that gap, the Customs Officers' Wives Association is expanding its empowerment and social welfare package towards ensuring that women across board are self-reliant. This is part of the initiative, and its office at the PTML command will not only serve as a rallying point for women, but will also provide necessary vocational skills to upskill their sources of income while providing for the needs of their families.
This place is going to be a place where they come, they share minds, they rub minds, and a place where it's accessible for all COA members. You can come in anytime to share your thoughts, to complain, to seek for help.
As a support mechanism with triple benefits for members, widows of deceased customs officers were presented with cash donation and food items, while graduates of various vocational training programs were given essential work equipment.
I implore all COA members to key into these training programs to empower them to be self-reliant, hardworking, and productive as entrepreneurs.
As part of its restructuring strategy, COA will be increasing advocacy through various outreach programs tinted towards eradicating drug abuse, reducing infant mortality, while supporting universal education through the establishment of schools across the country. In Lagos, Michael Olaleye, NTA News.
And those are the reports from Lagos. Nation, the news will continue after this break.
Thanks for staying tuned. We're joining our business desk next, where Benny Adams has all the business news. Benny?
Thank you, Naja. And talking business, in a significant meeting, Australian High Commissioner Leilani bin Judah and Nigeria's Minister of Solid Minerals, Dr. Delia Alake, forged a powerful partnership to propel the nation's mining sector into a new era of growth and innovation. The dynamic duo explored exciting opportunities for Nigerian professionals to tap into Australian expertise through short courses in mining, paving the way for a brighter future in solid minerals development. The game-changing introduction of Geoscience, Australia's revolutionary platform tailored specifically for Africa, promises to transform the continent's mining landscape. This cutting-edge tool harnesses satellite data to track and monitor mining activities, offering unparalleled access to high-quality training and real-time insights. High Commissioner bin Judah highlighted the platform's vast potential in revolutionizing Nigeria's mining operations, ushering in a new era of transparency and efficiency. As the curtains drew on that meeting, Dr. Alake received a formal invitation to attend the African Down Under Conference in Perth, Australia, from September 4th to 6th, 2024, setting the stage for further collaborations and knowledge sharing between the two nations. Now, at this point, we bring you a snapshot of Nigeria's economy, talking about the top 3 stories of the week. And I start with our new GDP figures. Nigeria's GDP figures grows by 3.19% in Q2 2024, driven by the services sector, which contributed 3.79%, and agriculture, the usually top contributor to GDP growth, contributed 1.41%. Well, you and I know what the reasons are, and the federal government is working assiduously to ensure that farmers get to go back to farm so that our economy gets to grow. We have enough food on our table. And for those who are contributors to, no, not Senegal, can you go back? Can you go back on the first page? Okay, for those who are into cryptocurrencies, talking about trading using crypto, this is a cherry news as the Securities and Exchange Commission approves Quidax and Abuja as legally recognized crypto exchanges in Nigeria. Though the approval for now is in principle, they are also permitting 4 companies to test their technology under its regulation. Now down to NNPC, external auditors to examine NNPC 2.6 trillion subsidy claim from initial outstanding 6 trillion to 2.7 trillion after an initial audit by KPMG. There was an initial audit which said the federal government owed about 6 trillion naira, but that has been reviewed, and government is saying we need to have an external auditor to check the 2.6 claim. Now, On the last weekday of trading on the Nigerian exchange, investors gained 98.60 billion naira as the all-share index increased by 0.18% to close at 96,579.54%. The all-share index appreciated by marginally 0.18%. And talking about the volume of trade, we had an increased volume of 573.9 million. Those stocks were valued at 31.5 billion naira in 12.7 million deals. The market capitalization, talking about the total worth of today's transaction, is 55.4 trillion naira. Well, that is it on business. Naja, is over to you.
Thank you very much, Benny. I wish you could actually go on. I was enjoying that session. What stood out for me, though, is cryptocurrency. And for me, I don't know about you, Benny, I don't like money that I can't see and touch. I prefer money that can be touched. And to this end, shoppers will be happy to hear that the Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission has given 1 month moratorium to traders and other market stakeholders involved in exploitative pricing so as to crash the price of goods. Executive Vice Chairman of the Commission, Tunji Bello, stated this at a one-day stakeholders engagement on exploitative pricing in Abuja. Olainka Uju reports.
Whether you store it or store. So if you want to go buy, and they have to give you price as how they like to sell it.
I went to buy a mudu of corn. They said 1,400. 5 mudu, 7,000. Instead of 1,000, they said 7,000. I didn't buy.
And the essence of this engagement is to work out better ways of addressing the growing trend of unreasonable price gouging, price fixing, and other exploitative means of pricing placed on consumer goods and services by market associations that have become market cartels. Listing issues and challenges such as high cost of transportation, insecurity, multiple taxation, increase in foreign exchange rates are some of the reasons for the continuous increase in the prices of goods and services.
Even as they carry it from the port outside before it gets to the point of sale. So if the government wants to regulate, you start from the point of the entry. Produce and sell to the national market and see what will happen tomorrow.
While making references to the Commission's findings on exploitative increase in prices of some products at different supermarkets in Lagos, Abuja, Port Harcourt and Kano states, the FCCPC boss says the basis for the hiking price is a threat to economic stability.
We believe that through constructive engagement, we can establish a framework for reasonable pricing that benefits all stakeholders.
The Commission is expected to begin enforcement after the 1 month moratorium. Olainka Uju, NTA News.
Still to come, defense and security, political and global news. Stay tuned. Sorry, we can't bring you defense, security, and political news, so we'll just go straight to global news. More than 61 million people in southern Africa have been affected by drought and extreme weather conditions caused by El Nino, worsened by the climate change crisis. Severe floods have also swept away many communities in the Sudan in the last 2 days. Kolo Muhammad reports.
The weather condition includes the most intense mid-season dry spell in over 100 years. This has placed the region on the grip of severe drought with possible catastrophic consequences. Nations in the South African region are bringing on board divergent measures to mitigate acute absence of food and nutrition. In Namibia, more than 700 wild animals, including hippopotamuses and elephants, kept in game parks, are called to provide meat for the country's hungry. Namibia, Zambia, Malawi, and Zimbabwe have all declared drought emergencies. Similarly, the Sudanese Civil Defense say 10 have died, 31 bodies recovered so far as efforts to save more people is ongoing. Men have lost houses and are trying to build makeshift shelters for surviving members of their families. Heavy rain and floods have affected hundreds of thousands of Sudanese with little or no relief reaching victims given the political situation in the country. John Oligwe took over power in Gabon on 30 August 2023 after ousting the newly elected president Ali Bongo. After swearing in as the interim head, he promised to hold elections in 2025. Some Gabonese who shared their views say August 30th is Liberation Day and have never felt such enthusiasm nor freedom before. Kola Muhammad, NTA News.
Next, we're joining Ayo Deji Makinde for live sports update. And Ayo, I hear there's been a termination in the football sector of our country.
Absolutely correct. We'll begin with this breaking news. The Nigeria Football Federation has confirmed that it has aborted the deal to sign on Bruno Labbadia as Super Eagles head coach. This is coming after both parties could not agree on stringent regulations of German tax authorities for him to assume his new role. NFF President Ibrahim Gusau confirmed moments ago that it was not possible to offset concomitant tax percentage on his salary, which was put between 32 to 40%. As it stands right now, Austin Eguavoin will take charge of the Super Eagles in their AFCON 2025 qualifier against Cheetahs of Benin Republic and Amavubi of Rwanda next month. And that's your sports. Keep a tab with us. It's back to Naja for the rest of the news.
Thank you, Ayodeji. This segment has sad news. The Speaker, House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, has expressed sorrow over the passing of Hajia Habiba, the wife of the late Emir of Zazzau, Shehu Idris. The late Hajia Habiba died on Friday in Zaria at the age of 79 and has been buried according to Islamic rites. Describing the late Hajia Habiba Shehu Idris as a dedicated and committed woman who served humanity with zeal and sacrifice, the Speaker in a condolence message says the Zazzau Emirate and Kaduna State have lost a true mother indeed. The Speaker commiserates with the Zazzau Emirate, the government and people of Kaduna State over the loss. The death has also been announced of Lieutenant Colonel Alfred Totiagum at the age of 82, who died in his sleep. The late Lieutenant Colonel served in various posts in the Nigerian Army, including Acting Military Administrator of Borno State in 1978 and Chief Military Press Officer, United Nations Interim Force. Described as highly intelligent and disciplined, the late Lieutenant Colonel was also called to the bar in 1989 after retiring from the Army. Burial arrangements as announced by the family. Monday, 2nd September 2024, Buddy leaves Makudi for hometown in Adipo for the service of songs and wakekeep at St. Patrick Church, Kotio Road, Adipo, Kwande Local Government Area, Benue State. Burial follows on Tuesday, 3rd September 2024, after the Mass. The remains of celebrated music icon Onyeka Onwenu have been laid to rest. Her body was committed to Mother Earth at Ebony Vaults in Ikoyi, Lagos. Bolaji Akim reports.
A royal farewell for a woman whose works, courage and passion earned her the name the Elegant Stallion. Iconic musician, actor, broadcaster, politician and activist Onyeka Onwenu joined her forebears at a private ceremony with family members, close friends, associates, and eminent Nigerians in attendance.
She was a good sister, indeed. She impacted the life of people, many people. She's a legend, and she made our name, our family name, Onwenu, to be heard all over the world.
Can only thank him for his grace of giving us such a wonderful and impactful soul to our dear country, Nigeria. And she remains so till death, doing what she's used to doing best.
Onyeka represented hard work, consistency, and a lady that everybody called Stallion.
She lived a good life. She left a legacy behind. She left great songs behind. And I wish the young people will listen to her music, her message, and see that it is all about lyrics, melody, and arrangement.
Born on January 31, 1952, in Arondizogu, Imo State, Onyeka Onwenu left her footprint in the sands of time with impact in several sectors. From her days as a broadcaster with the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA, as a newscaster and reporter, to her outstanding career as a musician, and one who helped to promote the Nigerian music industry, culture and arts. Her songs, advocacy and legacies will surely live after her. Onyeka Onwenu died July 30, 2024, after a lovely performance at an event in Lagos.
And on that note, we conclude the network news on NTA. Thanks for being a part of the bulletin. I'm Naja Atutejani.